Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're back with another episode of Stock Market Recap, and today it's one of those days in the stock market where you can give yourself a pat on the back and congratulate yourself on being invested in the stock market. These are the days that we invest for, and they don't happen too often, but when they happen, it's really nice and you get a lot of green in your portfolio. And today's one of those days, so let's just dive right into it. So here I've pulled up the stock screener for the day. As you can see, it's pretty much green all across the board. There are a couple of red names, but really all of the tech names, all the growth names, pretty much all the stocks that have been beaten down lately, they're all green today. And there is a reason for it. We'll get to that in just a second. Real quick, if you're newer to investing or if you're a complete beginner, don't worry because I'm going to break everything down slowly and constructively. So, yeah, stick around. Hopefully, you'll learn something new today. So, we have Nvidia up 3%, Amazon up 3%, Meta up 3%, Google up 2%, and the big winner of the day was obviously Tesla. It was up 12%, which is actually really nice to see. Tesla stock has not been doing well at all lately. I'm sure you've heard of it. It used to be around $480 back at its all-time high. At around December, Tesla stock obviously rallied very hard after Trump won in November because investors, you know, given the close relationships between Musk and Trump, investors thought that Tesla would do well under Trump, but eventually reality kind of set in and it started going down, down, down. And then it actually got all the way down to around, I believe it was 225, somewhere in that level, until the valuation just got pretty cheap actually. Well, on traditional metrics, Tesla is very expensive here, even at 278 the current price. But compared to where it was just a couple months ago, it's really gotten hit. It's down 50%, which is pretty remarkable actually. And it's way below the election levels. Well, until today, where it kind of got most of those gains. And now we're slightly above where it was before election day on November 5th. And Tesla is obviously they're going to have earnings very soon, and on April 2nd, that is also the day when Trump announces his tariff plans, and as he calls it, American Liberation Day. Tesla will be reporting their car delivery numbers, which basically is going to give us an idea of how their car business is doing. And a lot of people are not expecting good results, and I'm kind of on that train. I don't think they're going to do well in the first quarter when it comes to their car deliveries, and we've seen sales decline sharply in Germany and other countries in Europe especially. And really just not a lot of people want to drive a Tesla right now given all the politics involved with Elon right now. And I think that will eventually pass. Like, obviously, there's nothing wrong with Teslas. It's a great car. They're going to be rolling out FSD, which is full self-driving, very soon in California and Texas. And based on the reviews, it's really convenient. It's literally self-driving, what we've been dreaming of for a while now. You can just, be on your phone while you're taking that hour ride in New York City traffic to your job or whatever. And yeah, long term, I think they're going to do great. But when it comes to quarter one earnings, yeah, it's going to be a little tough for them. But we'll see how the stock price reacts because maybe, well, the obvious reaction if their numbers are not good would be to sell off Tesla. There's a chance that it goes up just because of how much it's gone down already. And that happens sometimes. Like, if a stock is oversold, and even if they have, not the best earnings, they could still get a nice boost up in their share price just because of the just because it gets oversold at some point, so it becomes undervalued, meaning trading slightly below where its true value is. And when it comes to Tesla, it's very hard to determine a true value because most Tesla investors don't invest in Tesla because of the car or the car business. They're investing because of, well, either because of Elon or because of the idea that FSD is going to be everywhere in a couple years and they're going to have cheap FSD cars and everyone's going to be buying them. And Tesla is doing a better job when it comes to self-driving than other car companies, which are, well, they're close, but they're pretty behind as of right now, at least from what we've seen lately. Although Nvidia did get a partnership with GM, General Motors, which was actually up 3% today, and they're also developing self-driving cars, so there is competition for Tesla, but I would say they're in a good spot right now. All right, but moving on from Tesla stock, let's talk about why the rest of the market was this green in general. So the S&P 500 today was up 2%, and the Nasdaq was up also around 2.2%, somewhere in that area. And that's a major gain for the indices. They usually, they trade under 1% because they're just not that volatile because they S&P 500 obviously has 500 companies, so usually it goes up a fraction of a percent, but today was a major green day, and we don't get these very often. And we have to talk about why that happened. So last night we did get a message from the White House that the April 2nd tariffs might not be as bad as investors kind of thought they would be. They might not be as aggressive. And that's great news because the most of the reason for the sell-off that we've gotten lately, where the S&P 500 dipped around 10%, most of that comes from fear of tariffs, actually. And the fact that the White House is kind of dismissing those fears is very bullish, and it's definitely playing a part of what we've seen today. Also, Trump kind of suggested himself that the tariffs might not be that impactful, and they might not even happen at all, because during a press conference today, he was saying that, we're gonna go easy on the tariffs. I'm paraphrasing here, but that's basically what he said. And we might give some countries a break from all the tariffs. And yeah, that's just really bullish for the stock market because the only reason we sold off was because of tariffs. And those tariffs are gone and they no longer exist, then there's kind of no reason we shouldn't continue to rally in all these growth stocks. But another piece of news that we got today was that Trump is officially signing the minerals deal with Ukraine, and looks like they might come to an agreement to either end the war or at least temporarily stop the fighting, which obviously that is bullish for not just the stock market, but that's just a good thing for the world if we can get this war to end. And that might be another reason why stocks continue to rally throughout the day and they didn't sell off like they usually do. Sometimes we'll get a really nice market open, and stocks will proceed to sell off during the day. But today that didn't happen, and we actually just pretty much went up the whole day. And yeah, those three pieces of news that I just said, those are the main reasons why it happened. Like I said in the intro, this is one of those days that kind of gives you hope as an investor that your capital will increase in value over time through compound interest, which is very powerful. And yeah, we get these green days once in a while, and you just look at your portfolio and you're up, either a couple hundred, or it doesn't matter how much you're up. It's just Sometimes you could be having a bad day, like it's raining or something, or you were late to work or to school, whatever it is. And then you check your brokerage and you see you're up 3, 4, 5% on the day, and it could potentially brighten your day a little bit. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but yeah, that's how it feels sometimes, on these green days. And there will be red days, obviously, and that's kind of what you have to go through when you're an investor. You have to go through a lot of red, but at the end of the day, stocks do go up over time, and today's one of those days that shows that investing can be very worth it because of days like these, really. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, stock market recap, and if you did enjoy, feel free to drop a like, maybe leave a comment, and yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.